This is also going to involve his misdemeanor file 252330 SM.
Could you get that file for me also?
2330.
2330 SM. What is the plea offer, Mr. O'Bear?
So in the felony file that's up today, he's going to plead to DV first, an illegal entry. And in his misdemeanor file, he's going to plead to MDOP under 200.
I believe that was the same offer as last time.
We offered DV in both files last time.
Okay, and so just one DV, MDOP, and 252330 SM, TWLS is illegal entry. And felony file 252434. Sorry, Mr. Stainer, it takes me a while to get all my waterfowl aligned. I think I got it. All right, let's start at the beginning. Are you Caleb Evan Stainer?
Yes, sir.
And we've met. There are a couple of files we're going to be addressing. One is set for today. That alleges that on or about November 26th, that you entered a home that belonged to Mariah Baldridge on Fawn River Road. They're charged with breaking and entering second degree, which is a felony punishable by up to 15 years imprisonment, fine of up to $3,000. That charge would be amended to illegal entry, which is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. There's a charge of aggravated stalking, which is a felony punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment. That charge would be dismissed. There's a charge of interfering with a crime report, which would be dismissed. And you're going to plead to a charge of domestic violence, which is count 4. Domestic violence or domestic assault is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. That's for everything that went down on November 26th. So the felonies are being dismissed. You're going to plead to 2 93-day misdemeanors. All right, in the misdemeanor charge, which is currently set for a final pretrial later in January, that is 252330. That case alleges domestic violence on November 13th on Mariah Baldridge. And that case is being, let me see, was there an amended complaint?
No.
That's going to change from domestic violence to malicious destruction of property less than $200. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. So essentially, you're going to be entering a plea, if you accept this plea offer, to 3 misdemeanor offenses with a maximum sentence of up to 93 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to plead to those 3 charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me ask you a couple of questions. Did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to these charges?
No, sir.
Or promise you anything?
No.
Do you understand that if you do plead to these charges, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will be no trial. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If there was a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Truckee is here with you, and he'll be with you through to the end at sentencing. But you could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to take the witness stand and testify under oath on your behalf. You don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. You seem pretty clear-headed here today. Let's start with the later incident first. The November 26th incident. I think that was the day before Thanksgiving. Were you and Miss Allen living together at that time? No, that's the last case. That's Mr. Haley. Let me get that out of there and get your case in there. Mariah Baldridge, were you and she in a dating relationship?
Yes, we have been for 3 years.
Were you living together on Fawn River Road?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, according to this, you came to that address and went in there without permission. Tell me what happened.
She had asked me if I wanted to come watch my children, and
All right, but so you weren't living at that house at that time.
this was while I was on the no contact. So no,
All
I
right. So
wasn't.
you were under the personal protection order.
I don't believe there was one, but yeah.
All right.
That
You
was the
weren't,
bond.
it was a bond from the earlier incident from November 13th.
Correct.
Excuse me. So there was a bond condition that you weren't supposed to go to the home.
Yes.
All right. So you went to the home and tell me again what happened.
She left for a little while, and when she got back, she was drinking, and a fight did ensue. Not a physical fight, but it was very verbal, extremely verbal, and I do believe that I acted in a way that may have scared her or threatened her.
Did you push her or shove her?
I did not.
Did you take a phone away from her?
I did not. I actually helped her find her phone.
There's no facts in either of these. There's no affidavit or unless it's a booking form. She was very upset. So despite your bond conditions, she asked you to come to the house and watch the children?
Yes, Your Honor. I was actually previously, I had been there since, if that was the 26th, I was there on the 24th, and I had been there overnight, both of those nights.
And then she left.
She left.
Left you there with the children.
Correct. The night before and the night of the incident. She
All
was
right.
gone.
Here's what she says. She says you grabbed her and hit her head on the headboard. He entered the residence and through an unlocked door and went into her bedroom. Stainer got on top of her and grabbed her head and hit the back of her head on the headboard multiple times. I did note what felt like bumps on her head. So did you and she get in some sort of a scuffle in the bed?
It was, yes, but it was more me defending myself. I was the one taking most of the blows. And yeah, I do believe she did hit her head on the headboard, but I wasn't bashing her head
So
into the
she
headboard.
came home and you were in the bed?
When she got home from, I don't remember where she went exactly, but I know she went out and had some drinks. There's 2 beds. I was out in the living room with my children, and she went into the back bedroom and then proceeded to come back out and start a fight with me that night.
Well, she had scratches on her legs and ankles and bumps on her head.
Her legs and ankles, when we were outside in the yard looking for her phone, she got caught on, there's a post and you can't see it in the dark. And it went up her pant leg. So I actually helped her get up off
Said
of
she
that.
got scratches on her legs and ankles.
Yeah.
Well, I'm having trouble finding illegal entry. If you say she invited you to the house,
Yes.
and you were in the house with consent when she returned.
I mean, for a couple of days prior to the incident, even I was.
So even though you had a bond condition of no contact, you were having regular contact.
I was for my kids. It was really rough, and it still is with
All
the
right, well, she
children.
claims that you came in through an unlocked door. But you're saying that isn't the way it went
No,
down. You
not
were
at
already
all,
there.
Your Honor. Not at all.
Mr. O'Bear, you got any suggestions?
No.
How about you, Mr. Truckee?
Unless you can stretch that statute to say that you have immediate control of the home based on the bond conditions and the jurisdiction of.
Well, all right, there's a theory that I told him not to go in the house and he went in the house in violation of my.
And that's essentially the theory we're pleading here is that.
They told me the illegal entry would be for was the bond violation.
All right, I'll accept it under that basis. All right, let's now go back to the first incident. It was charged domestic assault. It was converted into a plea to malicious destruction of property, less than $200. This is the one where I don't have any information. There's no booking sheet, there's no bond information sheet, there's no affidavit of probable cause. So I'm kind of fumbling around here. Were you and she living together?
Yes.
Or, well, it shows your address as Cole and her address as Fawn River Road.
I don't understand where the colon address may have came from. That was a while ago.
259 Michigan Avenue is what it shows
Yeah,
there.
the last time I did get in trouble, I was living in Colon, but I haven't lived there in a couple of years.
I think you told me that at the time I set your bond. All right, well, there's nothing in here. So did you go to her house? Were you living together
Yes,
at that time?
yes, we were still
What did
together.
you break?
We had gotten into a verbal altercation and she locked me out of the house and I didn't have my keys to go to work. So I put my shoulder through the door frame and took my keys and I actually did leave. Ended up going to jail that day, but I was planning on leaving.
Do you have a landlord or do you own the house?
Landlord,
Who was the landlord?
my father, Jason.
So you and Mariah were living in your dad's house.
Yes, Your Honor.
And who was there first?
We went together. We moved in July, I believe. We've been there since. It was better for the kids, and she was actually still pregnant with our second.
There's two kids, right?
Yes, we do have two children.
How old are the kids?
My oldest son will be 2 in February, and the youngest one is 3 months as of the 29th of November. 4 months here on the
And have
29th.
you seen that child yet?
I actually have them. They're my dad's. My dad went and got them. So I have them until Sunday right now.
All right, so you do have a visitation order?
No,
But
my
she's
dad just
allowing
asked
it?
if we could have them for the week and she let him go get them. So
Who else is at your dad's?
it's me, my dad, and my younger brother.
Well, that's a hard job, taking care of a 3-month-old.
Yeah, my work with all this going on right now, my work actually cut my hours down. to
So
just
have you got
weekends.
diapers and formula
Yes,
and
I do.
everything you need for a 3-month-old?
Yes, I do. That's not an issue or anything like that at all.
And where is your dad's?
It is where I'm tethered to the 64630 Maple Lane in Borough.
All right. Well, obviously, I'm gonna need, the truth is often somewhere in the middle. It's got what I say on my tombstone. But your story has the ring of truth to it. The police report, so she was super upset. She had bumps on her head. Illegal entry is a bit of a stretch since it was your house and you were already there, but you did go in violation of my bond condition. Now, that doesn't make me real happy that I have a bond condition of no contact and you and she both blatantly ignore it. Which ends up with a second case, which is one of the reasons why we have no contact. So we don't have interference with the victim's testimony. The victim is protected and we don't end up getting another charge while you're on bond on the first charge. All right, well, let's set this for sentence. Do you guys have contact with the victim?
Yeah, she's been in contact with our victim advocate.
All right, we'll set this after Christmas on a date that will work for Mr. Truckee. Life moves pretty fast. Ross, you're already set here for Wednesday, January 7th at 11. How about if we set this for Wednesday, January 7th at 10:30?
That can work.
Need victim input and police reports. Mr. Stainer, there are bond conditions in effect in both cases. You're not in contact. We'll address that further on January 7th. That'll be Wednesday, January 7th at 10:30. I have a busy afternoon that day, but I should have time in the morning to address this. So Christmas may be a bit of a rough time, but I want you to continue to abide by the no contact provision. I don't want a third case. As I said, your version had credibility to it. I haven't heard the other version through the police report, but I'll see you on January 7th. Thank you, Mr. O'Bear.